it was only a matter of time before this happened, but this week WWE confirmed that one of their developmental talent tested positive for COVID-19, and so this happened at the tapings the week before. They announced it Monday, right after Raw. They sent an announcement, or right before Raw ended, they sent an announcement to the press and the media about the positive test. It apparently happened at the tapings the week before, at the NXT tapings. This talent was in the stands, and so it was there. So they decided to cancel the tapings on that Tuesday, have everyone tested for COVID, and then do the tapings on Wednesday. Now, that Wednesday, they hadn't gotten all the COVID test results back, so they canceled the SmackDown tapings that day. Taped a bunch of other stuff. SmackDown's going to be taped this coming Friday from when people hear this. Basically, either live or right before the show goes on the air. So, kind of surprising that it's taken this long, because right now you're hearing all these NFL players testing positive for COVID, college football players, but this is the first one with a developmental talent.
Yeah, and what a mess! Just and for the talent, just performing on that end and having to wrestling's hard enough as it is, and with no crowd, and then they're having to just jam. Everyone's trying to make the best of the entire situation. With the whole corona, like my thoughts on it now are different than when it first came out. Is that I think you got to take precautions, obviously, and the testing I think is going to be a big thing. But we've seen as this goes on and the numbers come in, the death rate is how low that it is, and specifically in healthy people. But you still got to take precautions, and I don't know, man. It's a tough situation, and as long as they're testing people and the talent are comfortable now, I think we just have enough information where sitting at home and not doing anything isn't the answer now. After seeing that, like, we can't shut the world down, but you want to take every precaution for the talent. And I feel for those guys and girls down there having to be there all day and not really, probably for who knows how many days at a time, and the travel schedule's all probably jacked up, and having to be at the building all day. And if it's hot and humid out, they have to wait outside. I don't know of what, I'm sure there's specific things in place, and then you get a test like that. I mean, people are going to test positive now. It's like the news. Like, people get sick all the time, right? You can't. It's just it's a part of life. You get sick and you get over it. So I don't know. My views on this have changed a little as it's gone on. Whereas, like, at first, I thought we needed to understand. Well, everyone was home. I was against wrestling going on, just for the fact that out of everything in the world, wrestling was the one thing that just got a pass on it. But now, seeing the way everything has gone, I would like to see the shows moving forward and stuff. But the testing needs to be in place. So,
and there are disputed reports on whether WWE. So this last week, last couple of weeks, they've been having fans. Oh no, it was actually this past week. That was the first time. These weeks just
didn't I recommend that a few weeks ago, Rush?
I believe so. They're taking our suggestions.
This podcast again.
But yeah, they had fans in the stand. Some of them were friends and family of the talent. Others were, just diehard fans that were local. They had them do the temperature checks. This was on Monday. They did temperature checks, and then they also had them sign a waiver. The talent didn't know that there were going to be fans in the stand. Like, a lot of them didn't know until while they were wrestling, and they looked in the crowd and saw old people and realized that, hey, they got fans in the stands, and just weren't happy with the lack of communication between WWE and the talent. So after they had fans, the doctor, after the positive COVID test as well, WWE Associate Medical Director Jeffrey Dugas said, a developmental talent who was last on site at WWE's training facility on Tuesday, June 9th, has tested positive for COVID-19. Since that time, no other individuals that attended the facility have reported symptoms. However, out of an abundance of caution and to ensure the health and safety of the company's performers and staff, all talent, production crew, and employees on site at the training and production facilities will be tested for COVID-19 immediately. Following the test results, WWE plans to proceed with its normal television production schedule. So up until that point, not one person, WWE had not tested one person for COVID-19. So this developmental talent, from what we're hearing, actually went out on their own, like felt symptoms, went out on their own and got their own test done. and then alerted WWE of the positive test result. And now they're doing actual COVID-19 testing. And AEW, they've been doing actual COVID-19 testing. This is the first time that WWE is doing it.
And that's what we talked about months ago. I said, because they said they were taking temperatures.
Right.
And the lack of communication is par for the course. That is, and that won't change until a new company buys them out. That's just the way that it is. That comes from Vince and Hunter down. That's just the way that they are. That's the way, and they've gotten way too big. And if you're there as a talent, you know, and fans don't understand. But if you're there, like as far as the way things operate, and it sucks, especially certain people, if they're around, they have family members that are susceptible to this. You don't want to be around other people anymore. You know what I mean? And I can understand the talent's frustrations on that. It's crazy. The guy had to go get his own, a developmental talent had to go get his own coronavirus test. And if he hadn't, he would have been at the tapings all day around everybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which could cause a mass outbreak on it. Now, how serious is that? These are some of the questions as we go. And I saw some reporters doing it as well, because now that the riot and everything is kind of calmed down, they're like, bring back Corona, wave 2. And let's talk about it. That, they said something like, what if an NFL player, tests positive? What happens? There's a lot of unanswered questions as far as, because we're not treating this. It's not like if somebody gets the flu, you go home for a week or two and you're back, or you try to fight through it. Where if you get this, they want you to be away from people. And so it's just, I can't imagine. On all accounts, and even WWE, as much as I fucking hate them on so many things, it's a tough position to be in business-wise with them as well.
Yeah. And Triple H was asked about not testing for COVID before. He said that the reason that they didn't was because they had received, they'd been hearing that the tests weren't that accurate. Still going to be more accurate than just temperature checks, though. Kevin Owens decided to skip the tapings last week after the COVID-19 positive test. His wife's grandfather passed away within the last couple of weeks due to COVID-19. And so his family was obviously concerned about him working in the building where someone had just tested positive for the disease. So Owens refusing to work under those conditions for now, but he's expected back probably at the next set of tapings.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Don't blame him one bit.
Yeah. Also this week.
Yo, thank you guys for watching Ryback TV. If you could check out my Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report every Monday on all podcast platforms, Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback every Thursday morning on all podcast platforms, and Feed Me More Nutrition, my personal supplement line, available on feedmemore.com and Amazon. Save 10% with discount code YouTube10 and save stupid. Why couldn't you? Almost had it. I almost had the whole video done in one take. New customers, you can save 20% with discount code NEWCUSTOMER on feedmemore.com. Get hungry, stay hungry, feed me more.